I've just sat down to film and there is somebody intermittently hammering things into a wall. So I really hope that you can't hear that. It's very annoying. I also did that thing where you sleep funny and so then your neck hurts. And so now if I move my neck in a certain way, I'm like, oh, so I just want a massage. That would be great, thanks. Welcome to day 2 of Vlognica. I am ill, but I won't be sick in tomorrow's video because I filmed these in a random order. So as always, we've got books, got a whole bunch of TV faves, and then some charity shop clothes. So it's basically going to be like a charity shop haul at the end. So books, I read Inferior by Angela Saini. By now I should have looked up how to pronounce her surname. Saini? Okay. This is what we read for Banging Book Club in November, and it is a sciencey non-fiction book that looks at lots of the research that has been done over the centuries into the differences between men and women. Psychology, evolutionary biology, and it's kind of going back and looking at some of these old studies and like how they got it wrong and how there's implicit bias in a lot of things, including science. Science can be sexist. And then bringing us up to date with like what current research shows and some of the pitfalls of that research as well. There is a lot in here, but one of the things that really stood out to me was how women are better survivors than men. So, you know, women have longer life expectancy and it's like, why is that? And there's a lot of research and data around the fact that maybe women and girls, so like even from babies, like if 2 babies get the same illness, the baby girl is more likely to survive. Women are more likely to get sick, but then we're more likely to survive those illnesses. And one of the theories around this is that women have stronger immune systems, and that is potentially because our bodies are made for reproduction, and so we need stronger immune systems to help the baby or something. Again, so much of this is like theories and hypotheses, and like we've got some data, but these studies haven't been reproduced. They haven't been repeated in other areas, so who's to say what is true? But yeah, so because women on average have stronger immune systems, it also means that women are more likely to get autoimmune diseases where your immune system basically is so strong and so powerful. It thinks that your actual body is a foreign body and it attacks itself. So I have ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disease. So obviously I remembered that bit because I was like, oh, it's me. Okay. And one of the things that it's talking about is how because autoimmune disease is more often associated with women, there is less research done into it because science historically has been sexist. And that definitely rang true to me because my whole life, ever since being diagnosed, is just doctors being like, we're not sure what causes it. We're not sure what triggers a flare-up. We're not entirely sure how to fix it. There is no cure. So thank you for giving me some answers as to why no one knows the cure for ulcerative colitis. Told you I was ill. Right, speaking of illnesses, another book that I read or listened to on Audible this month was This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay. It's the Secret Diaries of Junior Doctor one, and it is so funny and so heartbreaking. You've probably heard of it. It's, you know, been everywhere. He was an obs-and-gynae doctor, which is basically lady bits and pregnancy and childbirth and all of that. As someone who spent a lot of time in hospital as a patient, it's all very interesting. He's also very funny. But then when I got to the end of the book, because basically he's not a doctor anymore, he quit and is now a comedian. But when I got to the end, I was listening to it and I was walking home. I might have been a bit drunk. And it got to like the event that happened that was the reason why he quit, or one of the reasons. And I was bawling my eyes out. I was just like crying, just like sobbing, walking home. It was brutal. It's a heartbreaking book, but also very funny and very insightful, and a lot of good stuff in there about just like why we need to pour more money into the NHS. Like the NHS is doomed if we continue the way that we are. We need to protect that shit. And I have no idea how to do that. So if anyone can let me know, that would be great. And then another book that I read was The 4-Hour Workweek, Escape the 9 to 5, Live Anywhere and Join the New Rich by Tim Ferriss. I've heard about this book for a while and it's old. It's like pre-social media. What he's talking about isn't the life that I want. He's basically like, you create a product and set up a business and then automate everything and you get all of the money and then you can just go off and do what you want. That's not what I want, but there is definitely some good nuggets in here to do with like automating things, to do with outsourcing. And you know, I want to grow my business and I'm figuring out how to do that. And so I'm just, you know, reading stuff, getting in some knowledge, and then just cherry picking the bits that are relevant to me. It's okay. Also, Banging Book Club's read for December was Listener's Choice, and you voted on Twitter, and it is Feminists Don't Wear Pink and Other Lies, curated by Scarlett Curtis, and there are loads of essays from amazing women, amazing feminists in this book, and I'm so excited to read it. Some of my friends are in here. Okay, TV. I did a lot of drama in November. Not sure why or how that happened, but there's a lot of drama. So, like I said in my last favourites video, I watched Killing Eve. Ooh! It's so good. I was gripped. Like, the acting in it is incredible. The women, the plot, the obsession and the fascination and the tension. Oh, are they making a season 2? It definitely lends itself to one, but oh boy, I love it. I watched it way too fast though. It was one of those ones that I wanted it to drag out longer. I just like wanted to spend more time with those characters. Another series that I watched that's been out for a while was The People versus O.J Simpson, which is like a dramatization of his trial. I went into this knowing next to nothing about OJ and the trial and all of that stuff. I also really don't know much about the Kardashians, and the dad was in that. I have no idea how accurate it was because obviously it was a drama and it was showing conversations that would never have been public, but I think a lot of the people who were involved in that all wrote books, so they would have shared their like side of the story. It was fascinating. Do you think he did it? I think he probably did it, but I'm white, so. We also watched Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. There's no the in it, I think. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Very strange. Which is the dark drama comedy remake of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which was like a comedy, light-hearted American family show. And this is not that. I remember loving Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but I don't remember that much about it. So I go into this like fully open-minded, just like, this is going to be very different, but I'm going to judge it based on itself. And I really liked it. I think it kind of like had a dip in the middle towards the end where I was just like, what's really going on? But the finale was really good. I love the characters. I do think the weakest character though is Sabrina. No, actually no, maybe Harvey is the weakest. Ooh. But the aunts, oh my god, Zelda and Hilda. Hilda and Zelda. Yeah. Hilda and Zelda are so good. They are so good. For me, it had the right amount of scary horror stuff going on. I'm not very good at like horror films and like jumpy, gory things, but it was the right amount. So I have a whole bunch of charity shop clothes, but if you watched my weekly vlog that I'm doing with PlayStation, I showed a bunch of them in that already. You should definitely go and watch that weekly vlog if you haven't already. But we have the shirt, which I love. This skirt, which I've been wearing constantly, I'm obsessed. Shiny sequiny crop top. And yellow cardi. I might actually wear this today. Yeah. And then another thing I got that same day from one of the charity shops, but I didn't show it in that video, was this coat. And I'm obsessed. It is so soft. I don't think I've ever felt fancier in a coat. It was also really expensive, but I don't know anything about brands. I think it would have been like way more expensive if it wasn't secondhand, but the price that I paid for it would have been the price that I probably would have paid for like a decent new coat. So I have a decent new old coat. I love it. And then these aren't charity shop items, but I wanted to show you because I love them so much. They're new boots that I got from Clarks because I'm an old woman now and I get all my shoes from Clarks. But I needed a pair of like flat black boots because I only had a pair of high heeled ones, and they just hurt my feet, and I needed ones that I could just be out all day in. And it has this like, oh, I'm so bad at describing things, animal skin pattern on the heel, and it's felty suede-y. Told you I'm bad at this. I just really like them. They're great. I also have a music fave. Obviously, Little Mix's new album, LM5. And not just because I'm in the Strip music video and I got to interview them and chat with them at a couple of events, but it's just a great album. It is a great album. But yeah, that is a very weird and wonderful thing that has happened recently. And if you haven't seen the Strip music video, I mean, who hasn't? Like, it's Little Mix. You've probably seen it, or at least seen photos of it or heard about it, but it was such an amazing thing to be involved with, and I'm so honoured to be included amongst all of these incredible, amazing women, and it's an absolute bop. Absolute bop. And my last favourite is we finally got blinds. We've got blinds in the flat, and it's getting dark earlier now, so now we can hang out in the evenings without neighbours being able to see everything that we're doing. Yay! Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments some things that you've been enjoying and any recommendations that you have of things that I should check out. And I'll see you tomorrow, because it's Vlognica. Wait, is tomorrow's special announcement? Wait, what day is it? Yes! Oh my god! Tomorrow's Vlognica video is a very special, big announcement. So you're gonna want to watch that.